evening, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Miss Shirley O. Gardner, Cleveland, Ohio, Zone 6B. I'm so glad y'all made it over here to win. Today's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. If you're watching the replay, please hit that little button that says to show me that you like me just a little bit. And also hit that notification button so that you'll be notified of any new videos I might upload. Matter of fact, I did a video today when I was at Michael's. I had a doctor's appointment and my sister, we got there early, so we went over to Michael's and we went over to the new section that they have that says Michael's and Joann's. So, oh, there go my cat. So they have a section now for all the crafters who do crocheting and knitting and all kinds of other crafts regarding what they do and love. So as we go on today, thank you, Joshua, for coming in here. Joshua's first in here. Hey, G Quad, thank you for stopping by. Mike, you saw your girl, didn't you? She been cutting up a little bit today, so yeah, she a little mad at me right now because she want to play and I don't want to play. So that's the way it is. But for all the ones out there and YouTube land, thank you again, once again, for stopping in today. We have a very timely subject. I'm going to wait for some more folks to come in before I bring it out. But for the ones who are in the chat, can you drop in your temperatures? It's cold here. It's cold here. They got a frost advisory. Oh wow! Now I didn't see that earlier because I sure been checking the temperatures. I the new pear tree that I planted in a 5-gallon bucket. I brought it in the basement. It's already in the basement. I'm not even playing with that. That was a gift, and I brought it in. My nephew was supposed to came by Sunday, and he couldn't make it. He's coming by this Sunday, but I'm looking at this frost advisory, and I've been trying to keep up with the temperatures because I still have some cold sensitive plants out that I don't want to lose because I've been babying them and taking care of them for the last 2 or 3 years. So I'm not about to lose them. But if push come to shove, I will go out there and throw some sheets and stuff over them just to keep from the frost sitting on the leaves. They say don't do plastic because you don't want the leaves to touch the plastic. But I got some sheets that I could put on top of them anyway to help prolong that frost taking over. My chat here is not moving. I don't know why, but I see it happening on my phone. So I'm look at my phone, y'all. So if I'm looking down, I want to say hello to everybody. I said hi to Mike, Joshua, G Quad. Hey Riri, how are you, sweetie? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Oh, Montreal, Canada, plus 7 degrees Celsius, sunny, humidity 57%. Yeah, I think we had 81% humidity here today. It only got up to 57 degrees here in Cleveland. It's been cold. It's a rainy day ahead. My computer at the bottom, it keeps pulling up all this weather. Where Josh was at New York, he said New York plus 13 degrees Celsius, sunny, humidity 34%. Oh, you got low humidity. All right. Backyard garden. Flo, good evening. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Everybody saying hello to one another. Kay Renee, how are you? Been watching you. Get that video where you had on your I think you was on your treadmill. No, yeah, that. And I was watching another one where you was waiting on the repairman to come to fix your treadmill. But that young lady was singing and you was right along in the beat with it. I was like, that's how you do it. Rock with it, roll with it, lean with it. Okay, Renee. Michael said in Minneapolis, plus 14 degrees Celsius, light rain, humidity 93%. Ooh, okay. That's a lot of moisture in the air, Mike. I'm still working, so listening in. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hey, Kay. Yeah, but you were in California, so it's like what, 4 o'clock? Then Cali, while we here after 7 in Ohio. Mike said high 60, low 40, lows with non-stop rain a week. Ooh, yeah. Sometimes a week can be too much rain. Your ground can only hold but so much. And you're right, Kay. That girl was singing. And it's like she was singing. Yep. I was like, I ain't mad at her though. When you got a voice like that, you're supposed to let everybody hear it. Yes, ma'am, 4 o'clock. Yeah, that's what I thought. I have a cousin who's he lives in Hollywood, California. He used to live in Van Nuys and he moved there. So I keep in touch with him on Facebook. So I can pretty much keep up with the time. Because one time I scared him. It was like 9 o'clock here and 6 o'clock there. When I called, he thought something had happened. I forgot about the time difference. So I learned it real quick. I didn't want to scare him anymore. My Renaissance grandma. Renaissance grandma, did you get my email? I don't know if I sent it to the right one because I was still trying to get some of that soap before it all disappeared. So I don't know if you got my email or not. So yeah. Oh, what Mike said, add, yeah. I let the ads pop up. Old girl here need the money, honey. I want all my coins. If they gonna pop up in them, might as well pay me for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why my chat's not working on my computer, but it's working on my phone. Okay, we're gonna have to have my IT person. Can you check that for me if you can hear me in the background? Yeah, it's not moving at all on my computer, but it's moving on my phone. So that's how I'm seeing everybody. Everybody's saying hello to one another. Yeah, Mike, let it run. Please do. I appreciate you. Oh, I was walking around the garden. They're still doing some major work on this street, filling up all the holes that they dug. They put in new water meters and stuff. They've been out there early in the morning waking people up with all that noise. So they're trying to get the street done before the snow hit here. And I would appreciate that as well. So it's been a lot going on today. I kind of sat on the porch and kind of watched the guys working, trying to get the street back together because they got a black tar and put the lines in it and all that good stuff. And the house next to me is the last house in this particular, uh, how you put it, urban area. After that, it's another city. So it's funny to see them take it to that line and stop and cut it off. Then the rest of the street looks entirely different. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, if you want to drop your weather, let us know how the weather is and what you're planting, what you're dropping. This time of year, not everybody's getting ready to have ice and snow and winter advisories. We were seeing Fifi trying to get all her stuff together and put it in her greenhouses and garage and stuff. And who else I was watching? I was watching Lead Farmer, how he got his greenhouse that he put up behind his house in South Carolina. Just watching, different folks cleaning up their yards. I was out there the other day, even though I didn't feel like it, but I was like, there's no use of faking the funk. It is what it is. I pulled up at least one of my Cherokee purple tomato plant, um, my yellow lemon, and my other cucumber, and I found a small cucumber on there. Not bad, and it was pretty good. And I just pulled up a lot of stuff because I know it's not going to go to fruition. Uh, wasn't on used to trying to convince myself that it is. But I found out I got two pepper plants in the backyard that has jalapenos and bell peppers that I'm gonna try to bring in and overwinter. I am. They already got ripe peppers on them that I can take off now. I got to clean out my green stock. Um, the Alicia peppers, I don't know if they're ready to be picked or not, but I'm going to because I'm gonna clean it out. The green stock, the only thing that I'm leaving in there is the strawberries at the bottom. I'm gonna clean it out. I have a frost cover, but I got a tomato plant that's pretty tall in there, so I'm ready to pull that tomato plant out. I had yellow boy tomatoes on that as well, so I'm ready to clean it out. There's some kale that's still growing. The deer ate my parsley. Well, I still got some celery growing on it, and my basil has gone to seed. So There's a few things in there I might leave alone, but the rest of it I'm gonna pull out. Like I said, it's getting ready to get cold here, and it's no use to wait until it's got snow sitting on top of it to say that's a wrap. Let's just clean it out and kind of semi prep it so when come spring, I got a nice head start. And I got some other plants out there. I'm going to take some mulch and heavily mulch around the base of them, like my peach tree. I think I got a red heavy peach tree and a pink lady that's still surviving over in the big lot. So I want to throw some mulch around that to kind of winterize it somewhat. It's hanging in there and I want it to stay there. Hey, Lynette Lawrence, she said 67 degrees in North Carolina. Beautiful, cool weather. Yeah, it's all gone except yours. Okay. Thank you, my Renaissance grandma. Let me know what I owe you. Yeah. Oop. Hey, Cassandra South Fulton. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Yeah, everybody saying hello. Yeah, type exclamation mark MSOG to drop your link and connect with not only myself, but others who are in the chat. Everybody's starting to have crazy weather. When they told me when San David was saying that it was like still 90 degrees in Texas, I was like, oh, this is October. We can't even think that far. It's like a 40 to 45-degree difference in temperature. And I was just like, wow. But we know in regards to where Bayou Sugar and Miss Linda, they got that good New Orleans weather all year round where they can just grow to their little heart's content. And I was looking at the Black Mission figs that she had. I can't wait till my Black Mission finally start fruiting. Hopefully, it will fruit next year. A lot of my figs, I think I'm going to up pot them. I think they might be a little root bound and they drying out too fast because I tried to keep them watered and fertilized, but they put out a lot of leaves, but I didn't see any fruit. The only one that gave me fruit this year, and it wasn't a whole lot, was my Chicago Hardy. The rest of them I haven't seen fruit yet. They stayed green and they pushed out, new stems, but no fruit. So I think this winter I'm going to up pot them so that they have a little more room to spread their little roots out. Hopefully next year I will see fruit on my other fig trees. Um, I need to divide my banana. I realize why I never gotten a rack of bananas off my banana plant is because there's too many pups in there. I think they're fighting for survival. They're constantly pushing up new pups. If they're doing that, they can't put any energy into putting in a rack of bananas. So I figure once I divide all of those, I have four in one pot in a 17-gallon laundry tub. I think once I give each one of them their own bananas between maybe one next year might give me a rack of bananas, and that's my dwarf cabbage one. So I really would like to see that. Everybody drop in exclamation mark MSOG so that they can pull up their channels, let other folks know. Back in vacation. Thank you, Dolores. Dolores is dropping off hers too. Yeah. So Dolores in Atlanta, plus 28 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny and humidity is behind the heart. Can't see it. 30 something percent. So very low humidity. Very low humidity. Yeah. So it was nice today going to the doctor's office. I had on my little vest, a little quilted vest over this. So it was enough and that I was comfortable. I wasn't too cold, but it was a little breezy and the sun was out. It's a little cooler if you're in the shade, but in the sun, it was okay. And it didn't make that much difference because I was in and out the car. So my sister, she was nice enough to, we got there too early. That's when we ended up Michael's. It's near a shopping strip. So we went into Michael's and did a little shopping. What did I get? I got another skin that I'm gonna use to make my granddaughter a scarf. She don't know about it yet, but she finna crochet her a scarf. Um, so we got a chance to stop in there. So I was like, yeah, it was fun. And then afterwards, she let me go grocery shopping. So I got a few things. So I got my snacks, y'all. I had to get some snacks. I needed some snacks. So if I'm sitting here and not going out, I need to be able to have something sweet. So I got my snacks. So I'm happy. A few necessities, but I really like that I got some snacks. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay, so they want to know, might want to know how we can get the Fahrenheit instead of the Celsius. Yeah, because for the folks in Canada and a few other places, they were taught about Celsius. We were taught on Fahrenheit, which we really need to know both though. That would be nice. You know, you can teach yourself and read some books and practice till you get it together. So yeah. Miss J.K. Gardner, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. Shawnee, where you been? I haven't seen you that much lately. Are you okay, sweetheart? I know you're in the bushes. Saying going back in the bushes. I just want to know if you okay. I'm working on getting me together so I can be at the expo next year. And for the ones who didn't know, I had a problem. I had gotten a blood clot after I had my knee surgery. I had developed one. Well, I at the doctor today. That was my first good news that my blood clot has totally dissolved. It's no longer there. Woohoo! Thank you, Jehovah. My blood clot is gone. He gave me something for the spasm, so I did get a muscle relaxer. But now I got to go see the pain management next week. And that part kind of ticked me off, but I need to talk to somebody too because the doctor acted like it was all psychological. And I'm like, no, this pain is real, dude. I was like, anytime I could be in a dead sleep and it wakes me up to the point I wake up screaming and crying for an hour or two because of the pain, that's not psychological. That's real. And I guess if the pain management doesn't think it's real, then they want to send me to a psychologist to see if it's all in my head. And I was like, if this what y'all need to do before y'all could finally realize that I'm not lying and that this is real, okay, I'm retired. I have nothing but time. Yeah, I'll go. I will cooperate, but the pain is real. You know how they have the setups where they can take electrodes and hook it up to a man's stomach and let him feel what it's like to either have cramps or either labor pains and how they can't handle it. Well, I like to wish I had that setup where I can attach electrodes to my knee and attach it to their testicles and let them see the difference between what's in my head and what's happening in my knee. Honestly, they will get the point. But listening and support. Okay, Shawnee, I appreciate you popping up in here listening. Hope you can make it to the expo next year and praise God your blood clots is up. Yes, Riri. Yes, yes, yes. I do too. And now we got more people. Yes, weather affects me. Seasonal affective disorder, sad for short. Yeah. I have a few members in my family. Thank you, Mike. That they affect them badly. Uh, they go into a deep state of depression and anxiety behind cloudy days where there's no sunshine, for days on end. And I have encouraged them to buy some of those sunlight light bulbs and also a lamp. They had a lamp back years ago that everybody was buying because it mimicked the ultra rays of the sun and it kind of helped them during the course of the day. It was hard for them at work, but when they came home, they were able to turn that light on, as they say, put a light on the subject, so to speak. Excuse me, I got to put a pillow behind my back. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that it was really rough on them, and in those days where they would actually keep the blinds and curtains drawn because they figure if there's no sunlight outside, what's the use of opening up the curtains and the blinds? So I've seen it personally in my family, how it affected people. Um, but it has affected me too some days, because even in the summertime, if it's dark and gloomy outside when you think the sun should be uh, shining, you kind of feel something about that. Like, how come it's not sunny today? The sun kind of wakes me up in the summer because I get up early. I want to get an early start because the sun is up and shining. But on days when it's even dreary or rainy and it's gray outside, that affects your mood as well, because you might want to go outside, or maybe you had plans, some things to do, but now you're stuck going out in the rain and gloominess of it. So you try to hurry up and do whatever it is and get back in the house. Excuse me, because it just not feeling it, so to speak. Uh, let's see. I want to see who else. And then when I use my grow room to help with it and get vitamin D. Yeah, Mike, I got a big thing of vitamin D, and I got to get another one. Plus the green and colors help. Yeah, yeah. LED works pretty good too. Yeah, they have that spectrum in it that kind of perks you up, because when my LED lights come on grow my hydroponics thing, I kind of perk up about it because it's got a nice bright light. So it does, and I found out it not only affects people in the colder states, it happens to people everywhere. Like they say, on cloudy days when the sun is not out, it does something to your mood, in regards to not the sun being out. It seems like the sun gives you that extra energy, that extra oomph to want to get outside and absorb it, whether it's sunbathing or whether working out in the garden, or just in general being outside, sitting on the porch, or sitting on the patio. It's just something about sunshine that seems to just perk you up. And I learned a long time ago, if you fully dress when you go outside on a sunny day, do not expect to absorb any vitamin D. Your skin has to be exposed in order for you to get vitamin D. I can learn from my ophthalmologist that if I sit out in the sun with my eyes closed, that you're not supposed to, stare into the sun, and just let your eyes, you can feel the warmth, and you can almost see like the red and orange lights through your lids, but you're absorbing this vitamin D directly into your system. And it does help. It does make you feel better. It relaxes you. It warms the skin, but you have to be exposed. Like some people say, when they go out in the garden, they looking like commandos because they fight mosquitoes and other creatures in their yard. So you can't get the vitamin D through your clothing. You have to have some exposure. If you have a sleeveless shirt, uh, or tank top on, you will be more likely to absorb that vitamin D more so than if you go out there with long sleeves and turtleneck and a hat on and all this other stuff. You're actually blocking the vitamin D that gets to your body. So it depends on where you live at, and how you cover yourself once you go outside. That makes a difference in regard to how much vitamin D that you absorb. And they said most northerners are vitamin D deficient, because we have to cover up more so than what people do in warmer weathers, because we're trying to combat cold, hypothermia, frostbite, whatever you want to call it, when the winter months and the ice and frost comes in town. So people in warmer areas, they can wear, short sleeves or tank tops or whatever, as I said, sundresses, so they can absorb that vitamin D. Whereas for us, for at least 3 to 4 months or more, we're covered up from head to toe. We've got scarves around our neck, hoodies on, the whole 9 yards. So we blocking everything coming our way. Sun, cold, wind, whatever. So therefore, it would definitely you could definitely understand why we would be a little more deficient on vitamin D than someone else in a warmer or sunnier state. Hey, Serena, nice to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Hey, Cheryl Norris, thank you for stopping in. Yeah, and you're right, Mike. When it's dark and gloomy outside, you don't want to do anything. You want to go to sleep. Yeah, you just want to wrap up in a blanket, stay warm, and go to sleep. And this is when a lot of people start wanting to drink a lot more tea and hot cocoa and what have you at that time. So, like I said, it's not, not only the colder states, but any place that has a lot of rain. Like some people say, oh, it rained here for a week. Everything got washed out. It's soggy. Um, it's just a wrap. Well, that changes your mood because it's been dark, it's been gloomy, and it just seems that when the sun shines, it just brings you that extra energy that you crave. Ouch, excuse me, and look for. And it does make a difference. So, yeah. Rob in the garden. What's up? How them girls doing, Rob? Happy Mag? That's right, baby girl. Just a little bit. Thank you for stopping in. Everybody saying hello, one another. Happy Max says, as long as it's above 25 and not too windy, I sit outside for a while. Improves my mood. Yeah. Ooh, Mike said, I nearly died from a D. Oh, vitamin D deficiency a few years ago. Well, I'm glad you're still here with us. Oh, Serena dropped one of her funny ones. Why was the garden haunted? Because of all the ghost peppers. Okay, Serena, cute. Yeah, so vitamin D is can be dangerous. And like I said, most northerners have been diagnosed with that big deficiency of vitamin D. Uh, 'Cause he didn't know what was wrong. Oh wow, Mike. I mean, you had to go that far. Said you had to have an MRI. Yeah. Oh wow, you couldn't walk. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, I'm glad you're all right and doing better now. With the nurse out, yeah, but scurvy. Yeah, and it's amazing what our body needs to live on, what it needs to thrive on. As you say, as we get older, our metabolism slows down. We don't sleep as much or as long, and because of that, we expend less energy unless you're a very active type of senior or individual as you get older. So the tables do change, and then we have to learn to supplement a lot of the stuff that a lot of us might not be able to eat anymore because of either diabetes, um, if you have GERD, um, if you have high blood pressure, there's certain foods a lot of us can't eat anymore because of what our body can no longer assimilate and break down and pass through. Like my neighbor upstairs, I've been cooking spaghetti and mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and stuff for him for years. And then he comes and tells me he can't have any of that anymore. He said no rice, no pasta, no potatoes. He found out he's a type 2 diabetic. But I have a girlfriend who's a type 2 diabetic as well, but she eats all of that. She just don't eat it every day and she eats it in moderation and she's not on insulin. So diet does make a difference in regards to what your body can absorb and assimilate to the point where it's happy and contented with what you have without overreacting to becoming a full-fledged diabetic where you will have to shoot yourself with a needle of insulin on a daily basis. um, Also today while I went shopping, I got some raspberries, a pear, I had carrots, I had bananas, and I got a peach. and I got ginger. Even though I'm growing ginger, I haven't pulled it yet. So I bought me some fresh ginger. Nice, nice chunk. I think I'm gonna take a piece of it and put it in a pot, but the rest of it, and I've been making smoothies with it. And that little bite from the ginger is nice. And if it's not sweet enough, I add a little bit of J3's honey to sweeten it up a little bit. And them smoothies been on point. They have helped give me more energy. I've been working out, y'all. I mean, seriously, I've been doing the front press this way, and then I lean against it, and then I do it behind that way. Um, I do the leg press to help my muscle keep from going into atrophy. And she said I'm building up upper body strength. Let me tell you, I'm doing better because that first 2 weeks, all of this was so sore and hurting, and my butt and my thighs was on fire. She said that's when you know you're doing it right. I couldn't raise my arms. I was like, oh, and it's not as hard anymore. And I used to do 3 reps of 8. I started out, then I went to 10, now up to 12 count. And so, and like I actually have a trainer, and she be on me too. She don't play. She's like, open it. I open it up, and I was gonna let it back. She's like, hold it. And I was like, what? And I'm like, she said, suck up through your nose and breathe out your mouth. And I'm like, and I feel like the Hulk. I was like, oh my goodness. Y'all, let me tell you. But if I want to reach my goal into building up and tightening up all of this and my back and all of this, this is what I got to do. So, yeah, it's nice, but I'm doing it. Uncle Bammy, no, that's my brother. Yeah, Uncle Sylvia, what's up? Hello, hello, hello. When you get to talking, you don't always see the chat at the same time, so I have to go back. Everybody can see your chat, Serena. They just don't always comment on it, sweetie. Yeah. So I'm just trying to catch up on saying hello to everybody. I see everybody saying hello to one another. Yeah. Thank y'all for stopping in. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that too, Mike. It is annoying. Okay, but not everybody want to talk about the jokes and Halloween right now, Serena. But thank you for adding it in there. Hey, PIA, how are you, sweetie? I was thinking about you the other day. I pulled out some little pint jars that I had from Balls, and all my herbs that my girlfriend bought me. They're just about dried up, and I let them dry naturally. And I'm ready to crumble them up and put labels on them and put them in jars and stuff. So I got some fresh. What did she brought? She bought me some basil, some sage, some parsley, and mint. And I thought she was bringing me mint plants from the garden. Well, she didn't. She brought me cuttings of mint. So I was like, that's okay, because mint is the fastest thing to root. So I took a few pieces. I took about 5 or 6 pieces and stripped the leaves off and put them in the jar and set them in the kitchen window. And I think all except one has gotten roots about this long already. So they're ready to be potted up. So I have spearmint and peppermint, and then a girlfriend bought me some that was already rooted. I didn't up potted that. So I'm starting to get my little garden inside going so that when come next year, I got a kind of head start on it. And I have a lemongrass in the backyard in a 5-gallon bucket. I had it in there last year and it died. And I was like, well, when they bring in those other things, they can bring that lemongrass in the basement too, because I like my lemongrass. I can go down there and make snips of it anytime I want to and make myself some tea. Or if I'm cooking or baking some fish, I can put it in my fish. Or if I want to lay it across my chicken and get that little lemony flavor, chicken and pepper, please. Oh, I'm finna work this lemongrass, okay? Everybody saying hello to everybody. And for the ones, I got good news today. My blood clot finally dissolved. It's no longer there. Whew. That's what the doctor said. All right, that's not going on my, you know. I thought it felt different, but he clarified it today. My blood clot is gone. So he said, if you want to sit in a hot tub of water and take a soak, or sit in a jacuzzi, or take a nice hot shower, he said it's okay. So my granddaughter was the first one that really was happy about it because she lost her mother-in-law to a DVT. So for her to find out I had one, she was scared half to death. So she was the first one. Well, my sister was with me. She was the first one to know. But I let my granddaughter know that it was gone and that I don't have that threat of it breaking loose and possibly going to my lungs. So that was a release there. But yeah, in itself. I'm going. Oh, PI said I'm gonna jump in the bushes for a minute. My granddaughter and I are making cookies. She is so cute, PIA, and she's getting so big. Watching her grow up on your channel is just so sweet. And your grandson, he funny. Mike said I need to grow lots of tea plants this winter. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Serena, I agree with that. Yeah, I do. Woo. Thank you, Sylvia. Yeah, yeah, Shirley. Thank you, everyone. It it took a lot off of me, and I gained 5 pounds. Let me tell you, when my journey first started, when I had before I had my knee surgery, I was weighing about 155 pounds. And for my height, that wasn't too bad. I was like between 150 to 155. I'm okay. But after that surgery, I dropped down to 124 pounds. And they was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, y'all tell me. I wanted to lose weight, but I didn't want to lose it that fast. And that's when I ended up with all this turkey neck and jowls and flabby arms and back and stuff, losing it so fast without having a chance to tighten it up. So when I went back to the doctor's office last month, I was 139 pounds. I asked them to weigh me today. I'm up to 144. So I'm gradually picking my weight back up again, which I'm feeling good. But this time, by me exercising, I'm toning it up as I gain it. And that's what's making me feel good about the whole thing, that I'm tightening up stuff. So hopefully by next year, everything will be in this right place in the right order. That's what I'm looking forward to. Oh. And even with this gloomy weather and stuff, when I go to the gym, which is literally, I can look out my front porch, out my window right now, and see the door of the pavilion where this city has a complete gym. They even have an indoor track that you can walk around indoors. So it's our community center here for this particular uh, city, and it's free for the citizens who live in the city. Outside citizens, like from South Euclid or somewhere else, Shaker, they cannot come and use our facilities. Only the people who are residents, and they give you like a little key fob that you have to scan when you go in, so they know who you are and where you're going. So, and it's safe too, that kids, they have after school programs where the kids go there. They're not open on holidays and anytime the school's closed. You've got to keep your little renegades at home. But they have a nice facility where early in the morning people come work out before they go to work. I go in the afternoon, like between 1 and 2 o'clock. So the crowd is not as big and you can get a chance to work on all the equipment that you like to work on. So yeah. And Lisa's there and she be on my butt. When I walk in, she's like, all right, let's warm up. And I'll be like, Dad, can I get in here? So she's my motivation right now in helping me to get to this goal. But she said, she's sitting here listening, right here listening to you. So she thank you also. And I get to pick up my grandson tomorrow to stay for the weekend. All right, cool. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Miss J.K. Gardner. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Spoil them babies, PIA, because I spoiled mine. I don't know how soon I'll be able to lose that cane, Cheryl, but I'll be working on it. Um, Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. And me and Andy will do a dance off. That's my girl. That's my dance partner. Yeah, I am. That's all right. I had my cane before and they laughed at me talking about what you do, what you do. They kept saying, well, I had took a bunch of pain meds, so I wasn't feeling any pain at the time. And it was like I came in there with the cane and I set the cane up against the chair when a certain song came on. It was like, well, where the cane at? And who was that? That was Unbiased. She took a video of me dancing without the cane and she kept playing it over and over again. I was like, I'm gonna kill him. Unbiased with Rachel and I was just like, woo. But we had a good time at the Soy Fam Expo. J3GS Falls. What's up? What's up? Honey Slanger. How you doing, baby? Yeah. And I like dancing because it's freedom. No one can tell you how to dance. Or they can, but you don't have to pay them any attention. Because when you hear the music, either the music move you or it don't. And I know people who got two left feet when they hear the music. That don't stop them. They will still get out there and do whatever it is. They could be so far off beat, but they're enjoying the music in itself. People fail to realize that music is universal. I don't care where you're from. If the music is nice, so is your body the way you feel. Uh, my TV is buffering, so I hope I don't lose you guys because it's all connected to the same internet. It stops. Okay, so we good. Hey, Analytic Gardner, how are you, Tag? Thank you for stopping in this evening. I see you eased on in here. So yeah, y'all, like, is there anybody in the chat who don't mind sharing how they feel when the winter months come in? Because it's not in every state. Um, you might get cooler weather, but it doesn't have to mean it's in a cooler state. I mean, rainy days, what the carpenter said, rainy days and Mondays always get her down. So yeah, it's a possibility that you could feel that way on rainy days, cloudy days, where the sun is not shining directly. Because you do feel a difference if you wake up and it's cloudy and dull, and then the sun come out. You be like, "Ooh, the sun is out." It gives you a whole different attitude in regards to how your day is going to go. And for even that brief, whether it's just out for a minute and then a cloud comes by and block again, you had that 5 seconds of glory on the sun being out. So yeah, it does make a difference in regards to whether it's a sunny day or a cloudy day. Partially cloudy, partial sunny, whatever. It's 50 degrees right now here in Cleveland and clear. It said earlier there was a frost advisory, but they didn't say whether it's tonight or whether it's coming. Um, Miss J.K. Gardner said exercise is so important for good health. How many of us in this chat actually do 30 minutes a day? Which heart doctors recommend? Yeah, I do at least 45 minutes to an hour at the gym. If my leg holds out, because I have to do a warm down, what you call it, a cool down at the end, because I do one, two, three, four machines. And the last one, I'm on a bike and I'm cooling down. So, because I can feel myself getting warm when I start working out, I can feel my temperature going. And she always say, bring water. So I do. So I got my water here. This is what I try to drink when I'm working out, y'all. You see this? It says 7 a.m. good morning, 9 a.m. hydrate yourself, 11 a.m. remember your goal, 1 p.m. keep chugging, 3 p.m. feeling awesome, 5 p.m. don't give up, 7 p.m. almost finished, 9 o'clock you did it. So when they get to talking about on Mondays with Miss Linda drinking a gallon of water, This is what, you know, I try to empty at least once every other day. It's heavy. And sometimes I'll take a fresh lemon and squeeze it in there too to help me with my hydration. We are ecstatic for winter. It's almost cool and sunny. Okay. If I dance, I'll set off the Richard scale. Shut up, Mike. Did I say hi to you, Shamika? I'm sorry if I didn't. Cheryl says, I love the fall, winter, and snow, and coffee or chili. Oh, yeah, that's my time of year to make homemade soups and stuff. Oh, my goodness, yes. Bama said, I can put on more clothes and still be happy in the winter. Okay. Sylvia says 77 and clear. Be like when Sherman Monster tried dancing on the monsters. Yeah, he was a big guy rocking and shaking that mansion. Uh, Tag said, I feel fine in the cooler months, but I definitely prefer the heat. I feed off of the sun for sure. And that's an average person, though. Tag. A lot of us like the sunshine. We don't always like the heat that comes with the sun. The sunshine. It's according on the time of year where they can be either too hot or too cool. Because sometimes you can be out in the sun, and if it's cold outside, the sun is not always warm enough to knock that chill off. So, yeah, it depends. Bama said 52 here tonight. No, it's 50 degrees now, Bama. It's supposed to go down to 41, I do believe. That's why I want to hurry up and get my tropicals in. They said by Saturday it's supposed to be up to the 70s. I don't care. And they was like, winter, not winter, rain on Sunday. And I was like, I hope my nephews and grandkids get over here before it rains so that they can bring it in, because even though I would like for them to have that rain, that makes those pots that much heavier for them to pick up. So I'm not trying to give my boys any hernias because I need them in the spring to bring all that stuff back out. Uh, Mike said, my wife got the talent in our family. She can sing and dance. I can't. Well, that's why she loves you. She don't have to worry about competition, Mike. Hey, there go my girl, Crooked Peach. What's up, girlfriend? How are you? Hey, Miss Linda, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. Well, we appreciate you stopping by and saying hello to the family. We do, we do, we do. Hope you enjoyed your day. And when Mike say, say bon, all righty. I put in a lot of miles every day as much as I walk. Yeah, I feel the same way. I put a lot of miles going up and down these stairs, Bammit. Believe me, I hate to go all the way downstairs and then realize I forgot something upstairs. And it depends on how important it is that I need it or whether I can improvise once I go down the stairs. Because I went all the way down the stairs and then I heard it buzz at the top. I was like, oh snap. That's my phone. I had took my phone out my pocket to do something and didn't put it back in. Went all the way downstairs, got ready to walk out the side door, and I heard the buzz. I was like, oh, I forgot my phone. I got to go back up here and get it. And I was like, oh. And I was like, yeah. So believe me, this is my stairmaster. For sure. Since I moved in on the second floor, 3 flights of stairs. I used to the 3 steps before. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big difference. Rob says it's 80, Jupiter, Florida. Yeah. Ooh, y'all go ahead. Yeah, Peach do have got moves. I seen her short today. Yep, say I'm back. Oh, missed you too. Hey, bro, there go my internet, son. Oh, Peach, this is the worst time of the year for me, Miss Shirley. I am highly affected by having less hours of sunlight available. I fight the blues all winter long. And you and probably millions of others who go through that. Okay. You're not the only one, Peach. There's a lot of people like that. It's some days I'm just like, I'm like blah. I was like, is the sun coming out today? I take the covers and put them over my head. Be in my PJs all day long because there's no reason to get up to really do anything. I was like, the house is clean, the laundry's about as caught up as it gonna be. I don't even worry about it because I was doing some research last night about the incoming weather, and it was like La, La Nina will be bringing us more snow and more cold days. So I was like, bring it. I'm good. I was like, I got plenty of. I don't have to run to the store and worry about what people be freaking out like paper towels and toilet paper. I bought a new shelf and got a couple of half a cases of canned goods and stuff. And I've been pumping up on my beans and stuff. And today, when I was at the store with my sister, I got some more smoked turkey wings and some ham hocks so I can make my beans. I got some more bags. I love my 15 kinds of beans. And I got more red beans, navy beans, green beans, all kinds of stuff, rice, uh, noodles, all kinds of good stuff. So I got a lot of dry goods caught up on there too. So I was like, okay. And made sure I got some flour and other stuff so I can make my own bread and biscuits or whatever else I wanted. So if winter want to come early, let it knock yourself out. I am not gonna worry about it. Brooke saying hi. Hey everybody. Mike said it's 63 here and rain. Yeah, we could use some rain. I've been wearing out my rain barrels. I've been adding a lot more stuff to them, leaves and stuff that's died off certain plants, eggshells, coffee grinds and stuff. So they'll be nice and broke down this winter, and there'll be some fantastic super juice. They already brown. That juice is already brown, so it's full strength. So I try to mix it half and half with some rainwater, so that way it's not full strength on there. But as I've been watching everybody bringing in or digging up, who is that? Fifi digging up some pepper plants to bring them inside to overwinter. So I was like, I got 2 pepper plants in like 3-gallon pots that I can actually bring down. I'm like, I'm running out of room in this corner where I got all my stuff at for the winter time. Oh, it's gonna be hard trying to get around them. But I wish I could put a barrel down in the basement and fill it up full of super juice so that I can water my plants. But I try not to overwater them. I let my plants almost droop before I water them or drop leaves to make sure I don't overwater them because that is the biggest danger you could possibly do to your plants when you bring them inside is letting them, well, you can let them dry out. And I have better one plant, I didn't water it all. I watered it once when it first came in the basement. And then the dry heat from the furnace came on. Everything stayed warm. And they didn't dry out as much as I thought they would. And by me not watering them, but maybe once a month or once every 2 months, they fared a lot better than if I'd have tried to water them every 2 weeks, like as if they were outside. Because it's a different respiration in the leaves of your plant when you bring them inside, whether it's the basement or whether the garage or whether this is a greenhouse. You don't really want them to totally dry out, but you don't want to overwater them too, because they'll rot out a lot faster that way because they don't have to absorb as much moisture in the winter months or cooler months because they kind of semi go into hibernation. So it does make a difference. Yeah, you and millions of other. And Mike, I know you like wintertime. Yeah, I can see you out there with your friends, your squirrels, and whatever else is out there that hasn't hibernated for the winter months when you're throwing them peanuts and filling up your bird feeders or what have you. I just say I'll pay someone to shovel, stay and sip cocoa. I ain't mad at you. I hear you on that one. I do, I do, I do. Yeah, so yeah, so it does make a difference. I'm seeing people in the chat that are in warmer states than here up north, like Georgia and California, and Minnesota, and other places, that a cloudy day does make a difference about your moods. Like they said, the days are shorter now. They're getting shorter and shorter every day. And the sun is coming up later here. Like before, the sun would be up, start coming up like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm right up with it. Now it doesn't come up till like 7:30, quarter to 8 in the morning. So by that time, I have my coffee pot on, so that if I'm up, if Annie gets me up and she get the meow like she did this morning because she was out of food, then I will get up and have me a nice cup of coffee, go out on the front porch. My neighbor Nicole came by the other day. She helped me do a few things inside the house because it was too cold to be out there in the morning. It was like 46 degrees. I'm not gonna have that child out there helping me work in the yard at 46. If I'm not going out there, I'm not about to drag her out there. So she came inside and helped me do some stuff inside the house, which was a blessing in itself. But I have my flower pots that I'm cleaning out, which I would be potting up in the spring for my brassicas in the spring. I already then amended the soil with blown meal and what's the other, bone meal and blood meal, and cover them up. So they will be taken down off the shelf and put down at the bottom and covered over so that the snow will stay off of them. And they'll be ready to go in the spring. You know, all of that will mix and break down and be good to go as soon as the last frost has gone by. Um, I'm gonna see if I can do like you guys, starting starts in my arrow garden to get a jump on it. Less in the pocket. I don't have to leave the house. The seeds is not an issue. I got seeds at the yin yang and wazoo, so I can start what I want and start new stuff. I want to try some Chinese cabbage this year and some. I've seen some of you guys growing tok soy. Is that how you say it? Tok soy. And oh wow, where's the other one? Chop bok choy. Yeah, I had to figure out how to say it. I was like, okay. So I seen you guys start a lot of little things in your arrow gardens and hydroponics, um, and taking it and moving it over into your gardens. And I also got a box right here, right now, that I've been working on for the last day or so of bottles that I cut in the middle and filled the bottom half with soil so that I can start winter sowing. I want to just put labels on it, put the seeds in, leave it in the container that they're in now, and just sit it out in the yard. Hopefully that the critters don't mess with it, you know, like pulling my bottles out looking for this, that, and the third. But yeah. Oh, I got an ad on my phone right now, and I can't see the chat. I don't understand. Dolores, the chat is not moving on my computer. Oh, it showed Mike when he came in. It didn't even Joshua and Sister Ellen. It just stopped right there. It's not moving at all. Excuse me, which I thought was quite odd. Let me take a sip of water. And I keep that filled all day long. I drink water from that pitcher all day. Oh, still won't act right. Okay. All right. I got an ad on my phone. That's the only reason I could go in it. I wanted to show y'all something. Let me see. I don't even want to come out of my own ad. And then the shame, I got an ad on my phone. I was like, I need to let the ad run so I get paid. So I let the ad go. It's a long one too. That's been on for a minute. Losing weight by hers. That's the last thing I want to see or need. I wish there's a way that you can eliminate some of these ads that really don't pertain to you. You know, somebody send you a thing about cars. So I don't have a car. I'm not looking for a mechanic. I'm not looking for anywhere to take my car. I'm good. Okay, that was it. Come on. I want to show y'all something on my phone. So I'm gonna have to come back to it. Um, Oh yeah, my knee was so swole last night. I want to show y'all a video of me doing a workout. Is it gonna work? Come on. Well, maybe it's this one. Can you see it? That's Lisa was taking this while I was doing the exercises at the gym. And she was showing me how not to do it too hard on the other leg because she said one lady actually blew her knee out overdoing it. And I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to go back into surgery again. So yeah. So she took a picture of me doing my workout. This is exactly where I want to go. Okay. So yeah, I'm really trying to get it together, y'all. I'm not stiff knit at all. The older you get, the harder it is. Oops. That's the last thing I want. Oops. Okay. Um. So yeah, it's your computer. Look at the screen. Uh-oh. Another ad just then popped up on my phone. I was trying to read what Dolores said. I couldn't. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. I'm getting too many ads, though. Good Lord. And it's the same ads about her. They got a treatment plan that fits your financial plans. All right. It just disappeared. Okay. Sylvia said, I take vitamin D supplements daily. I spend lots of time in the sun daily. My doctor asked if I go outside. I always outside fishing or gardening or just relaxing. Yeah. Yeah, Nicole, she's good. She comes every week. She's been coming pretty regular every week, either Monday or Tuesday on our off days. She works for Amazon, and we seem to get along. So she's a lot of help. Yeah. I take vitamin D 5,000 IC once daily. Okay. I'm at 50,000. Woo! Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, Cheryl bought her a hydroponic system. It came yesterday. Cool. All right, Cheryl. It's your computer. Look at the screen. Okay. I will be doing milk jug again this year. Yeah, I got my box sitting right here. Serena said I harvested 153 or 163 mini spoon tomatoes Tuesday night. We'll probably have to harvest more tonight. Yeah, once those cherry tomatoes, the little ones start to ripen, man, it's like nonstop. I had neighbors when I had my was my thousand, yeah, the thousand. No, it was a million cherry tomatoes. People said, "Don't give me no more of those." I still got cherry tomatoes frozen in my freezer that I probably need to just pull them out, thaw them out, make sauce out of them or hot sauce or something. Sylvia said, "I will be doing the milk jugs again this year." Okay. Hey, LGGG, thank you for stopping in. Yep. Ooh, Sunday morning low will be 48 with a wind chill of 40 to 45 degrees. Okay. Wow. I unpacked everything. It looks like I don't have any seeds I haven't seen yet. Okay. Well, at least you found them. I mean, some people unpack and still can't find them or think they left them behind or threw them out by accident. So if you found your seeds, I unpacked everything. It looks like I don't have any seeds. I haven't seen them. Oh, you haven't seen them yet. Oh, Lord. I hope you didn't. If not, let me know and I'll see what I have that I can send you. I'm more to be happy to help you replenish. Yeah. I hope you find them, Cheryl. Thank you, LGG. Jay. Well, they packed and moved me. The house is sold. Now, no trespassing. Ouch. I hope they didn't throw them out thinking they was something else. Like I said, just let everybody know in the chat what you need and what you want. you know, we'll send it to you. That's not a problem. We're not selfish. Yeah, somebody might have their seeds too. Like as if they like as if they don't figure that you're gonna know that they're missing, And I think that's just rude. I hope you find your seeds. I hope no one was that low down and dirty that they would do something like that. Sorry, just okay. Yeah, so um I just want to show you. I have a drawer here. I have a little stand here. This is what they call it, headquarters, Club Central, right here. I have all my stuff that I need right here. So yeah, I'm at the bottom. Oh, these are B12. They're like 300. I got that here, B12. Here go my D3. I get the big containers because I go through some. Some more D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, potassium, B6. Is that B6 too? Oh, and these are D3 gummies. What's this one? Another magnesium. Yeah. So this drawer is nothing but vitamins. Okay. Then I pull out that one, calcium. Yeah, calcium, magnesium. Yeah. When I was having problems with leg cramps, that's when I got the magnesium and the potassium. Yep. And everything is low because I've been taking them. I only have a few. I need to order some more because I take them, I'm trying to keep my energy up. When you get older, you need all you can get. If you fall, like they say, I fall and I can't get up. Well, I need the energy to grab onto something. So believe me, I take my stuff. I do. Let's see. All right, this is the one I've been opening. It's a backup. And I always try to catch Walgreens where you buy one and get two, three, or buy one and get one free or whatever, or half price or whatever. And I kind of stock up like that. So I don't run on anything too quick. But I didn't know it's that low on vitamin D. So thank y'all tonight because I sure didn't know because I've been taking them out of both jars. So yeah, I need some more vitamin D3. I'll get it between today and tomorrow and Saturday. Oh, that's a commercial. Uh, okay. Florida. Okay. Oh, this chat just jumped. Cheryl says collards, mussels, turnips, beets, and cabbage. All right. That's all right. Not a lot. Balcony growing. Yeah, okay. That's all right. However you can get it. You see Renaissance grandma, she be out there on her balcony and even though who's that peach nut, Georgia peach nut, even though she got a yard, she do a lot on her balcony as well. And what's it, G Mama? She got a little square part that she be doing it on the way too. So don't let that discourage you. Just become a little more organized in the size of your containers, how many you can fit in. Be mindful that you might have a weight limitation because when soil is wet, it's 3 times heavier than when it's dry. So be careful and don't forget about that. If you have in drainage, be able to put up some kind of barrier that can direct the water to one corner of the balcony for a runoff or whatever. So be mindful of all those little things when you're growing on a balcony. Yeah, you can do it. You get you some yarn, string it up from the balcony to the roof. If you want to grow climbing plants like cucumbers, squash or some of that sort. So yeah. I didn't hear anything about vitamin K. Are you taking vitamin K? No, I mainly been getting that from my carrots. I do like carrots, and I will sit here with a carrot dipping it in the peanut butter. So I am familiar with vitamin K, and I'll check that out. Yeah, keep it up, Cheryl. Don't get discouraged because you got a smaller space to grow in. Just become a little more organized, and like I said, make sure the size of your pots. Um, and you're going to use lightweight soil. You're not going to use garden soil that's too heavy. Always use potting mix, and think of the size of the plant in regards to the depth of the pot so that it will have enough roots to grow to the size that you would like it to be, like tomatoes or peppers or cucumbers or whatever of the sort. So, yeah. Atlanta is currently 82. Oh, okay. They put the Fahrenheit in there. Okay. Sunny. Atlanta is currently sunny. The wind is blowing from 3 miles an hour. The humidity is currently 31 degrees. Oh, that's nice. Not too hot, not too cold. Miss Shirley OG Gardner at gmail.com. Mike or Dolores, anyone, y'all want to drop that in the chat? For anybody else who want to hit me up, if you got some goodies, I'm taking all goodies. It's coming my way. Dolores, do you have any idea why my chat's not running on my computer? That's bananas. But sure, good. That's pride growing. Yeah, you should be all right. My email is going across the bottom of the screen. Thank you, Riri. You ain't never heard of carrots and peanut butter. No different than celery and peanut butter. Got that crunch? Girl, that crunch in there? Yeah. Oh, y'all rookies. You can put peaches and peanut butter, peaches, carrots, apples. Have you ever had cheese and peanut butter? Bananas and peanut butter? Everything pretty much goes good with peanut butter. Try it. You might like it. You got from savory to sweet to juicy to sour. It all goes. The only thing I haven't tried is grapefruit and lemon with peanut butter, but I've tried it with with everything else. This time of year, when you're stuck in the house, you'll be trying all kinds of crazy concoctions. Sometimes to amuse yourself, then sometimes as experiments, just to see what the different flavors taste like going together. So it is what it is. I mean, you take a peanut butter and put it on a spoon and licked it and ate it. You can put it on a single piece of bread. Was that Elvis Presley used to like fried bananas on peanut butter sandwiches? Different strokes for different folks. Oh, Backyard Gardener Flo said, Miss Shirley, you can get vitamin K from sweet potato leaves also. I eat a lot of them. I eat those too. I actually saute them. I've actually pulled some off my sweet potatoes. I think I'm going to harvest them and do a video this weekend on it. Thank you, Mike. I thought the sweet potato leaves to me was bland, but when I added a little, what is that? That garlic oil and some butter, it was all right. Girls, now you tripping. Cheryl, you experiment with stuff all the time, okay? Apples and peanut butter is another good one. Yeah, all of it's good. Like I said, everybody got different taste buds, different strokes for different folks. No carrots. Have you tried it? If you got a sweet carrot dipped in some peanut butter, it's the bomb. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just don't know how to experiment and enjoy. I need to drop more carrots and spinach. Carrots, yes. Spinach, spinach bolt even here kind of fast in our weather. Yeah, and I'm growing right now sweet potato and some water. So that in the spring I will have slits ready, but I also like to take some of the leaves and saute them. So yeah. Oh, what's wrong with the feed? You been on them too much? I'm like bumps on the log as a kid. Let me tell you, when we were kids, me and my brothers and sisters, mine would make breakfast. We would take a piece of toast. Now, back in the day, mom didn't use the toaster. She took, four slices of butter and put it on the bread and put it under the broiler in the stove. And when it came out, we would take a scoop of grits and take our bacon and crumble it on top, and then the scrambled eggs on top of that. And then we would put some grape jelly on top of that, whatever flavor you like, whether it was grape, strawberry, or whatever, and put it on top of that and eat it like a sandwich. And my mom just look at her and shake her head, look at us and shake her head. But we ate breakfast though, and it was delicious with all that stuff piled up. Instead of taking a scoop of grits and then biting that, the bacon and taking a scoop of your eggs and stuff, we pile it all up on that piece of toast and sit there and eat it. And it was absolutely delicious. People think we were weird, but we thought it was funny. We would laugh and see who could gobble it down first. So yeah. What's wrong with peaches and peanut butter? Peaches are sweet. What is wrong with you people? Y'all not adventurous at all? Y'all ain't never tried anything different? What's up with that? I mean, it's no different than you mixing collard greens with mustards one time, and the next time you do it with turnips, or you mixing mustards and turnips together and collards by themselves. It's no different. It's food. It's just whatever floats your boat. Whatever your taste buds like. I'm quite sure y'all have experimented on stuff that y'all wouldn't tell us because y'all would think that we was think that you was crazy. Like I ain't never heard of anything like that. Why would you try that? And then sometimes you stop and you go, hmm, maybe that is a good combination. I might try it. You never know. It's just like they said, you can't say you don't like it if you ain't never tried it. All right. It's just that psychologically you thinking those two combinations do not go. Now, not everything you hear don't go together. Some stuff just really clicks. So, like I said, everybody's taste buds is different. So, but that's what I like to eat. You ever heard the song the kids used to sing? Peanut butter and jelly. That's what I like in my belly. We used to sing it as kids. Oh, the Rose, where you been, girlfriend? Where you been? Okay, my backyard garden close that I cook my sweet potato leaves with my callaloo. So good. Say, yeah, Sylvia, I tried. Peaches are sweet. It's nice with that peanut butter. It be banging. Look at Dolores. She said, I used to love pickles with now and laters in it. I don't know about that. I know we used to stick a peppermint stick down in a lemon and suck that. I don't know if any of y'all did that. We used to put some in a pickle, but I can't remember. Was it a peppermint stick? Yeah, it was sweet and sour. Yeah, that was good too. Well, Cheryl said Miss Shirley got all up in the screen like we just got a whoop. Well, y'all trying to tell me that what I'm saying is like, no, I couldn't do that. It ain't that serious. It's just a little food taster. Y'all make it sound like I committed murder. No, try it. You might like it. You never know. Just like you experiment in your kitchen on trying new combinations on certain recipes. Instead of adding water, you might add milk. Instead of adding, certain stuff is just a difference of taste and a difference of opinion. It don't mean that it's nasty. Y'all nasty if y'all think it's nasty. Hmm. Yeah, Mike, tell him it's peanut butter time. Glad to be here. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Yes, we did that. Peppermint and the lemon. Okay. Now, see, do y'all think peppermint and the lemon is strange? Because to some people, it was sound odd. And Sylvia said they did. She did it. So reminding you, Mike, she said, you said your wife had the talent that you can't sing. So Cheryl's just giving you a little reminder. Don't get your so too high and get the feeling too good about yourself. But what you do in your own house and in your own shower or in your car, that's on you. Oh, lemon with salt, yeah. And I mean, I've seen people put salt on watermelon. Some people like it, and some people don't. Yeah, we just use salt with lemon. So yeah, yeah. So it's just funny that it brought back old memories for me about things that we used to eat and enjoy as children, and now they say either the food is bad or it's got too many. Back in the day when we was growing up, the main thing we worried about is food coloring because it was giving a lot of kids allergic reaction to it. That the grape and the cherry and whatever, because they used to tear up Kool-Aid. And food coloring, if you put it in cakes and stuff to change the color of the icing or whatever, some folks had allergic reactions to it. That and maybe a little chemical sprays on your food, and then they stopped. They banned it. Was that BT at that particular time? Now we have to worry about everything that we stick in our mouth when it comes to food. A lot of this stuff is what they call made in the factories, chemistry labs and stuff. Meat is glued together to look like real meat. Clone. That's the word I was thinking of. Everything is cloned now. I was watching Bayou Sugar, and she was showing us in regards to in the laboratory where they was making what's that beaver butt taste like, and they were showing you how they prep certain foods, and there was no real food in it. It was all chemically made and constructed. So a lot of times you really had to be careful when you go out picking your food and looking at it. It was just like I had an apple that I just threw away. I threw it away. I didn't put it in my super juice or even in my compost pile. That was more than a month old. And I did that an experiment because it looked so good. And then I was watching one of the videos on Bayou where the guy took a knife and he was scraping all that wax off that apple. And I believe that was the same thing that was wrong with that apple, why it never got old. It never wrinkled and it didn't get soft. And I'm like, I don't know what else is wrong with this apple. And I'm not throwing it in my super juice or my compost pile. I threw that apple away. I couldn't believe how well preserved that apple was for as long. And I just kept it just to see, and it never got old. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And coming home and washing your fruit, when it's that much wax on your fruit, there's not enough baking soda and vinegar that's going to take that skin, that layer off. All it did was wash it off and made it shinier. It did not dissolve that wax on that fruit. So, as much as we think that vinegar and baking soda can clean up a lot of our fruit, we really don't know just how much of a layer is still on our fruits and vegetables after we wash them or think we washed them. But we'll wash them to a certain degree to make us feel good about that we attempted to take all that extra grit and grime and any pests or insecticides that still might be sitting on the surface, whether or not it has absorbed in that piece of fruit or vegetable or not. We're just hoping that it's clean once we do all of that. So this is why we emphasize so much about growing your own, because you know what's in your soil. You know you're using 511. You know you're using blood meal or bone meal or potassium or phosphates. You know what's in your soil. And once you feed your soil, your plants absorb what the soil puts out. You know that you haven't sprayed anything in your yard, so you're not worried about insecticides, herbicides, any kind of size. You can be out in your garden and you can take a piece of fruit and eat it. You can take a tomato, pop it in your mouth. You can bite into a pepper out of your yard. You're not looking for a water hose or nothing. Sometimes you just take it and bite it. I was laughing at Fifi's husband when he grabbed the pear off the tree. She said, "You're not gonna wash it off." He looked at her. No, he knows how his wife and he raised their fruit in the yard. Because the kids. I watched Lashes with her kids out there pulling berries off the bushes and just eating it and saying, "I want more." We know how our food is grown, so therefore, we know how safe it is, and that we get a chance to enjoy it in its rawest state, in its freshest state, and we enjoy it because we're getting all the nutrients and vitamins because we know what we put in it, we're getting it out. Um, She'll say, "Yuck the peppermint and lemon. I can't." Girl, you just see, there you go again. You, have you tried it before you said that you don't like it? I would try it. I wouldn't try it at somebody's house. I ain't messing up no groceries. That's okay. We're not asking you. You can take a little small peppermint stick and a half a lemon and stick it in there and try it, Cheryl. You'll be surprised how much you like it. Oh my goodness. And look, you like apples and salt. That's crazy. See, that is the apple that are coating the fruits and vegetables with to make them last forever. Those apples could be months and months. Oh, true that. They could have been in a warehouse. They could be sitting in one of those tankers sitting on the water. And they said, "Oh, we're getting low on supply and on supplies. Send me over a couple of crates or, pallets of them and bring them in there." Just like we know the difference between a real tomato and a hothouse tomato. A hothouse tomato is the nastiest tomato you ever want to eat. It's bland, the skins is thin, they dry in some cases or juicy in others, but they're not meat, they're nothing. It's a hot house tomato. It will piss you off. When you're trying to have your dish to have a certain flavor and certain texture, and you get a hot house tomato that just sucks. You be ready to dig out every bit of that tomato out of whatever dish you made and throw it out because it was just a waste of time, money, and energy. We can feel the wax on that stuff. Yeah, you can, and you can see it sometimes. It's like you say, when it gets old and the apple finally do start to shrink, you can see the peel of it, the shape of it, actually lifting off the fruit itself. That's why they tell you to be careful about when you buy your fruit and look at the numbers on your fruit. If it's got a 9, don't buy it. So yeah, uh, eat right off my mulberry, fig, and blueberry tree all the time. I was sitting out there eating my the first Chicago fig. When I went to touch it, it fell right in my hand. That was the first time I've ever plucked a fig before in my life. First time I ever grew one. And they said when you touch it and it just falls off, it's right. And I did a video on it too. And I squeezed it till it burst open. It was juicy. It just looked inviting. It just looked delicious. And when I bit into it, I literally had a tear in my eye. I was like, wow, this is what I've been missing. This is not a Lorna Doone. This is what a real fig tastes like. You got to give all glory to God, okay? Jehovah is the one, like we plant a pile of water, he makes it grow. He is the only master gardener, all right? We're just peons working what we supposed to been doing on the earth since Adam and Eve. So I'm blessed and I feel happy when I can grow something to flourish and get a chance to taste what it should taste like. Not from a hot house, not off a barge, not off of a train caboose or compartment, something that I grew fresh. Like I did a video last week when I was doing my making my spaghetti. I needed a bell pepper. All right. I went out to the front yard and found the one that was bigger than my hand. And I cut up that bad boy and sauteed it down with an onion and some garlic and stuff and celery and put it in my spaghetti. Make you want to smack somebody. Fresh, full of flavor. I mean, you could smell the aroma of the fruit. And that's what I used to tell people a long time ago. When you walk in your produce department in your supermarket, you can walk straight through it and never smell anything in it. You should be able to smell every piece of fruit that's or vegetable that grows in your produce department. As soon as you open the door, the smell from the onions and the ginger and the leeks, anything of the allium family, you should be able to smack your nose to smell it when you walk in there. You don't smell jack when you walk in there. Once in a while, you'll smell the strawberries because at that point they overripe. But for the most part, if you walk into your garden, I mean, in your supermarket in the produce department, you don't smell it. You had to take it all the way up to your nose to actually smell. Like some people said, cantaloupe smells right when you can smell it is right. You know, you got to bring it all the way up to your nose and sit there sniffing. And then if you don't want it, you sit it back down. Then the next person come behind you picking up that same piece of fruit. You don't have to worry about where their hands been and whether they sneezed in their hand, coughed in their hand, dug boogers with their hand or whatever when they touch their fruit or vegetable and put it back because no, that's not what they thought it was. You don't have those issues and problems when you grow your own stuff. You can go out in your yard and pick an apple, or in warmer states, you can pick an orange or grapefruit or banana off your tree, peel it and eat it right then and there. People out here who can't understand the concept of gardening do not understand the joy and the flavors of gardening until they go to somebody else's house who is a gardener and they cook from the produce from their garden. And they'll say, boy, this tastes different. I never tasted this before. This is really good. And you look at them and you smile and you say, thank you, because they have finally ate something the way it was supposed to taste. The recipe was all fresh ingredients, and the flavors all came together and blended, and it was absolutely delicious. And 9 times out of 10, you won't have too many leftovers of that particular dish because they will say, if you don't mind, can I have seconds? Then you know you hit the nail on the head for that individual. And that's when you can explain to them that when you grow all of this stuff in your garden, this is what food is supposed to taste like. Sometimes the light bulb comes on and sometimes it doesn't. Some people don't want to put that much work into growing anything. They rather DoorDash or whatever, Instacart or whatever, send them stuff from the supermarket and they're going to get the same flavors that they've been used to and not to what they can have. Hey, Mona, GT Jr., hello. Thank y'all for stopping in this evening. I appreciate you. Yep, yeah, you do. You have to cut some fruits and vegetables just to smell them to make sure it is what it is. Yeah, you have to kind of peel the skins off just about everything nowadays in order to actually get to the fruit itself because the outside has been coated with so much stuff, and you hope that whatever it was coated with, they're not sealing in whatever it absorbed from wherever this plant is made. Some of these soils in some of these countries are so full of insecticides and all kinds of stuff to to not only boost production, but also the size. Have you ever got some fruit from or veggies from another country and you're like, whoa, this is big. Big is not always better. Sometimes it's kind of scary because you be like, what did they put on this to make this grow this big? Is it okay to eat this? And the FDA is not standing over there saying, testing everything, saying, oh, this is full of chemicals. But yeah, the pharmaceutical will like it because if they have a reaction for it, they got something for it. They just passed the buck, so to speak. But they have their own home gardens and stuff that they collect their food from. They don't shop at all these stores like we shop at. They got the money where they can get their foods from other places. But for the ones who know how, and for the ones who are learning how, keep it up. Don't stop. Don't get discouraged. If certain stuff don't bloom this year, or it didn't make it because of the vine squash borer, or you have problems with the hornworm or whatever, don't let that discourage you. I had aphids take out a whole window box of plants, but you know what? I left it there because it didn't bother the other plants. And I was able to harvest from the other plants until I couldn't harvest no more. Then I threw everything out. You don't put that in your compost pile. You don't put that in the super juice. You bag that up and you throw it out. I even threw out maybe the first half an inch of soil just in case if there's any of those bugs burrowed down in the soil, to overwinter. So yeah, you kind of learn to compromise on what you got and what you can get and what you need to do, and you learn from it. If it didn't work out this year, you got next year, and hopefully you take that knowledge and put it to good use. Like some people said, they were going to plant their squash even earlier to get ahead of the vine squash borer. And then some of them said they might try to plant it a little later if they have a longer growing season, because then they miss that window where it's normally the most active. So, you kind of learn to time certain things and certain crops. And then sometimes you might grow a trap crop so that if that particular insect of any kind that comes, it will get attracted to that one plant and kind of stay on there until your other crops can grow to flourishing and you can harvest and move on. So yeah, you do. Sometimes you do have to cut it to smell it. Yes, ma'am. I smell the tomatoes when I touch my tomatoes. And once picked and taken inside, my house smells so much like tomatoes. The same with the different herbs. Yeah, my brother came over and went through my garden and he put the stuff in his car and came back and we said chit chatting. So when he got ready to leave, he opened up the door. He said, wow, sis. He said, everything we picked, I can smell it. He said, I can smell the basil. I can smell the oregano. I can smell the sage. He was getting all these herbs. I could smell the chives. Had his car lit up with all the smells from everything I gave him. I told him, you'll never smell that going in the supermarket. I can smell more stuff going to the farmer's market on the weekend, which I asked my sister. She said, yeah, we can go Saturday morning. They open from 9 to 2 on Saturdays. And now this is the best time of the year to hit your farmers markets because they have gotten an abundance of crops. And if you go sometimes in the later, just maybe like an hour before they close, you can get twice as much stuff. They'll be giving it away if they didn't sell it all because they don't want to haul it all back home. And sometimes you can get actually bushels of stuff. Like if you want to can or make pickles, you can get bushels of pickles. They had the pumpkins out this time of year. They had the overabundance in sweet potatoes and certain stuff. And I learned that a long time ago. And I try to grab my girlfriends and try to school them. I was like, y'all, this is the best time to go because they normally open 2 days a week. Well, they go down to one day when it starts getting cold. And you clean house. Whatever your house wanna desire that you want to catch up on. Like if you want to make cha-cha, this is the best time to go down there and get your cabbage and peppers and onions, all the stuff that you want to put inside certain ingredients that you like to can. So think about that, y'all. When you go to your farmers markets in the fall, you can almost get twice as much than you can in the summer because they have an overabundance and they trying to get rid of it. They'll give you a good deal or they'll just give it. If you're a regular and they know you, they'll just give it to you. Yeah, so it's amazing. It's nice. I use less using my homegrown. Or yeah, and that's another thing. Thank you, Sylvia. When you grow it homegrown, it's always stronger. I grew celery in the ground. It was coming back for 3 years straight before it stopped. I break off a leaf or two, a stalk or two. You can smell it for almost a half a block. It's so strong. If I bite into it, I was like, whoa. I had to cut down on how much I was putting in like a roast or in my soups and stuff because it was twice as strong than the flavors that you get from the supermarkets because it's real. It's been properly raised and the taste is so much cleaner and stronger. Thank you, Sylvia, for that. Yeah, same with the homegrown herbs, your celery and parsley and sage and all of that. Oh, it's really strong. Yeah, you can smell it. And when you put it in your dehydrator or whatever, oh, it lights up the house too. GT, be careful out there driving. Yeah, yeah, that big fruit. Like they said, bigger ain't always better. In some things. Yeah, it could be dry, bland, skin's is thin. It's just nasty. Uh, so it's like it doesn't matter when I plant squash, the squash fine bore moth is always around except in winter and weather below 50. Okay. Bama said you smell some, but it's not fruit. Okay. Hey, Kenneth Wilkinson, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mona, I was watching you pot up. What was that? A Miwok kumquat? Boy, there's a lot of kumquats on that Miwok. I thought you would pick them off first, but you transported them. But them was some nice sized pots. I like how you did that though. Yeah, there's a lot of fruit on there. I was like, she ain't waiting. She said she transplanting this right now. That was all right though. Yeah, I was watching you. A lot of times, guys, I watch you guys on the TV and I try to hit the like button, and then it'll take me a while before I can go back on my phone and find you because I always like to comment. I try to respect y'all like I want you to respect me. If you see my videos, I love when you give me a comment or feedback. I can take criticism now. I'm not too big and too old that I can't take, criticism like, you could have did such and such and such. This might have helped this, that, and the other. I like, good criticism where it can help me improve to make me a better gardener. I've been gardening all my life, but that doesn't mean that I can't learn new methods or a better way of doing it. I might, like some people say, go all around the block to get to the corner where you can show me how to just go from the house to the corner in one swoop. I don't have a problem with that, okay? Because you're doing it for my benefit and you're trying to make that job that much easier for me to do. So believe me, if you got a suggestion, if you put it in nicely and not trying to be a smart butt, I can accept that criticism. Believe me, I'm not that funny that way. I'm not that petty. I can get petty now, but I ain't that kind of petty. All right. So yeah, I can enjoy it. J3, you leaving out? I see people saying good evening. Or you just saying hi? Oh, you saying hi? Okay. So everybody's saying hello to one another. Did I see Lynette? Hey, Lynette, did I say hi to you earlier? If I didn't, I'm sorry. If I missed you and you came into the chat, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do that because I love to talk to everybody. Oh yeah, I read your thing about the tomatoes. Okay. The 9 means organic. Okay. And 4 is chemically grown produce. 5-digit code starting with 8 are genetically modified. Okay. All right. You're right. I had it right in my head. I just didn't say it right. 9 is what, because I like when I bought the fruit today, I asked a young lady that I couldn't see the numbers, they were so small. And I was like, what's the first number? She said 9. That's when I bought it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Sylvia. See, I ain't hollering, screaming at the food. I don't mind. Sometimes I get my information. I have it right in my head. I just don't always say it right. But thank you very much, Sylvia. And that way, for others who are in the chat and want to know what's the best number to use, just like the different color codes for buying bread, what have you. I have to look at my phone for that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not hard to get along with. I'm like my boy Rodney. He's like, can't we all just get along? We're here trying to achieve the same thing. We're trying to learn to be healthier. We're trying to teach others, like Jay say, each one teach one. Okay. And not to criticize. I mean, there's some things that we hear from beginner gardeners that are hilarious and funny, but you can't think of them as being, I'm not going to say the word, but anyway, you don't want to belittle them in any form or fashion. They don't know, they're trying to learn, they're asking for help, so then we should do so. We should be kind, we should be compassionate, and showing them that they want to live healthier, a healthier life too, and eat better and clean. So this is why we invite people to come into the community, watch for certain growth zones. If they live there, they can watch certain individuals, and they can do, as we always tell them, do your own research, and then they can apply what they learn, and they can start to grow. And it doesn't make a difference if you only have one bucket to grow one plant. It doesn't make a difference if you don't have a yard or a patio or a porch. That's what grow lights is for. You can grow inside. Got hydroponics. You can grow inside. There are so many new forms and ways of growing and being self sufficient that there is no excuse to say that you can't. We've had handicapped people in our chat in wheelchairs. We got people that are bedridden who know how to give instructions on how to grow stuff in hydroponics. We have people who can hardly hear or speak, but they're growing food. You know, they like to eat just like the next person. Just because they have a disability does not mean that they're totally disabled. They have been in the chats. We have seen them. We have talked to them. Even if it's TTY, all right, where you can chat in and they can read your answer. There's people from all walks of life, from all different nationalities, from all over the world that are in different gardening clubs who want to learn how to live better than what they're doing. Because, like they said, at one point, when these supermarkets shut down and don't have their produce, who was it? 10 I was listening to. And she was talking to a young lady who was helping her load groceries in her car. And she politely told her that that store might be closing down, that the items she got was cool and that she probably need to get some more stuff, which means she's going to have to travel a lot further to do her shopping. And like she said, that young lady didn't have to tell her that, but she gave her a heads up that what's happening to that store. So there might be a whole lot of that going on, and you don't even know. You'll pull up in a parking lot of a supermarket and wonder why there's no other cars there, because they just shut it down overnight. With this strike going on, a lot of stuff is not being delivered. You're going into stores, and it's almost like the pandemic. Their shelves are empty, and they don't know when it's going to be restocked again. So y'all better pay attention. No, the science is all around us. Even the Bible done told us we're living in the last days, difficult times, hard to deal with. And you can find that in 2 Timothy 3:1. Okay. So if you don't believe in the Bible, all I can say is if you believe, is there to let us know what's coming our way. Like in what we got going on now in the Philippines, all these earthquakes, one earthquake behind the other. So those people are going to have a hard time recovering from them earthquakes. Okay. So just saying, y'all, these are hard times and we're dealing with them. So I'm getting ready to get off of here this evening. Thank you all for hanging with me this evening. I appreciate all of y'all. Oh, and I hit the wrong button. Uh, I see where you say indoor crew. So hashtag indoor crew. So that's talking about your hydroponics. Um, GT, is that happening November 1st or December 1st in regards to that? Oh, yeah, that flooding. Yeah. So I just want to check on that. And I hope everybody's doing okay. So I always say, come back next Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And this is Miss Shirley, the OG Garden. And show me that you like me just a little bit. Would be greatly appreciated. Hit that like, that notification button that you will see all the new videos I might upload. And as I always say, enjoy your day. And y'all come back now. You hear?